confiscate the money. That girl is a real proud thief. Small world, all her friends know me.
So we are back, the Jays franchise in the show 16, but today, the huge matchup between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Cleveland Indians in Progressive Field. So, the Jays 87-69 on the season, whereas the Indians are 77-79, not the greatest record. They're just below 500, but today, obviously, the superstar matchup, JD versus Michael Brantley. Michael Brantley, probably the best left fielder in baseball, whereas JD, I'd say personally, is the best third baseman in baseball. But today, on the hill, the matchup is between Trevor Bauer and Lawan Sorensen. Trevor Bauer, 11-8 on the season, a 4.12 ERA. Not the greatest ERA, especially for a starter, but I mean, it's decent so far, I guess. Though it's considering it's like the last half of the season. But our leadoff hitter, Byron Buxton, today, leading us off 235 batting average, not the greatest season so far, but he's actually going to start today off the base hit for once. So Byron Buxton getting on here for once. Actually pretty surprising there, I guess. But now you do have runners on first base here with zeros in this bottom top of the first inning here for the Jays. You have our man Steve Castro coming on, but Steve Castro drills one into right field for a base hit, and that makes runners on second and first here with only 0 outs in this inning. So back-to-back hits by the Jays. Exactly how do you want to start off a game, especially considering how bad our offense has been lately. But right now, JD's getting this one into center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Now it looks like Buxton's rounding third. He's going to score. And now it's going to make it a 1-0 game for the Jays early in the top of the first. So now runners on the corners here with our man Yoenis Cespedes coming on here. A big power hitter. Yoenis grounds it right to third baseman. They dive for it. They get the out at second, but they're too slow to pull off the double play, which means another run is scored. It'll be a 2-0 game for the Jays early at the top of the first. So already a big lead for us. I guess 2 runs is decent, I guess. But Jock Peterson getting on here, the base hit in right field. Makes it runners on second and first here with only 1 out here in this inning for the Jays. So our offense actually working for once, which is pretty weird to see that. So one thing I did for this game though, I went changed my hitting from directional to zone hitting. Plus I went added analog hitting too, which makes it a lot easier for me to hit. And now we have our man Troy Tulowitzki coming on here with the 1 out in this inning. But Troy, it's on high in the air, but it's infield territory, and that's going to be infield fly out there. Make it 2 outs in this inning. As we do take a look at our starting lineup, we have Buxton, they have Castro, Donaldson, Cespedes, Peterson, Tulo, and we do have our man Daniel Murphy. Daniel Murphy, 312 batting average on the road, 1 home run, 10 RBI. At home, he's not the greatest, but on the road, he's pretty good. But right now, runs it right to the second baseman. They throw it to first, get the out, and ends off the top of the first right there. So easy, I guess, last out there, but it was a pretty productive inning for us. 4 hits, 2 earned runs, makes it a 2-0 game here, making it to the bottom of the first. As we do have our man Lawan Sorensen starting today for us at pitcher, obviously 6'4", 223 pounds, 27 years old, and he makes his first major league start here in baseball. So Lawan, looking for a great game out of him, but he's going to go and strike at the first batter he sees, and for the first out there in the game. That makes it his first major league strikeout in his career, so that's pretty good for Lawan Sorensen, starting off his career in baseball. So I believe he's like 79 overall. He's pretty good. He's been in the system for his entire career so far. But second man out, flies out right to center field. As we take a look at the Indian starting lineup, they do have Almanzar, they have Kipnis, Gonzalez, Brantley, Wallace, Mayhem. They have a pretty good lineup, I guess. Even though the record's pretty bad, they have a decent lineup, including their man, including right fielder Carlos Gonzalez. Gonzalez, 33 home runs on the season so far. Great overall season so far for him, but hits one right in left field for a base hit, and it's a wide open gap. Nobody's absolutely there except Peterson. He doesn't have the arm, so he converts that into a double. So a double for Gonzalez here. Not the greatest start for, I guess, for Lawan Sorensen, as he needs to go and obviously pull off this out against Michael Brantley. But Brantley, it's one high in the air, deep to center field. It's caught by Buxton. That's going to get the out to end off the inning right there. So sitting to the bottom of the second inning here, Jays really didn't do anything on top of the second when it comes to offense, but our defense lets him base hit right there to in right field, and that makes a runner on first here at 0 outs. But next man up, grabs right to JD. JD flips it to second, and then Will Myers flips it to first and pulls off that double play. So he gets rid of that runner on first after a double play turned by our man Josh Johnson. Great overall player, great defense, great offense. But next man up, grounds out just right to JD. JD flips to first barehanded, gets the out to end off that inning right there. So JD, 2 great defensive plays, just saves Lawan Sorensen, I guess. Sitting to the top of the third inning here for the Jays, as Steve Cass is coming on to go and get a base hit right in left field. That makes it runners on first base here at 0 outs in this inning. So Steve Cass gets on here, exactly what you want out of a leadoff hitter, as Yoenis Cespedes comes on, grounds it right to the first baseman, and they try pulling off the double play, and they easily do. So come on, as soon as we get a runner on here, they pull off the double play, and that's going to end off the inning right there for the Jays. So 5 hits for us, 2 hits for them so far. Take to the top of the third as you get the first out right there for Lawan Sorensen. Second out is a fly out right to right field. And third out is going to be a fly out right to left field, as a great play by Jock Peterson though, getting to that ball, and that's going to end off that quick 1-2-3 for the Jays right there. in the top, at the bottom of the third there. Sitting 2 top of the 4th inning here, 1 out in the sitting 4, 2 lows, 2 low. Charles went right in left center field for a base hit. That even makes Michael Brantley tumble right there, as now his runners on first base here with only 1 out here in the sitting for the Jays. But now 2 outs in the sitting for the Jays, as Will Myers is up. Will Myers pops one way up in the foul territory. That's caught by Trevor Bauer. That's going to end off the inning right there. So a quick inning. As soon as we get runners on here, we go and blow it. But next inning is going to be a 1 inning out right there. 2 outs right there as he grinds it right to right field for the second out. And next up is going to be the third out here, as he just grinded right to our man Dan Murphy. Dan Murphy just steps on first, gets the out, and that's going to end off the inning right there for the Jays. So, alright, 1, 2, 3 innings for Lawan Sorensen, already killing it so far. As Jamie Arias is coming on here to go lead off for us in this inning. But Jeremy Arias, it's one high in the air, deep to left center field. That one is carrying, that one's back, and that one is going to be right off the wall. And that's easily a stand-up goal right there for Jamie Arias. So close to being a home run. I thought for sure it was gone, but so close, and it was just so far, as it actually goes and just deflects right off of Michael Brantley's glove. So Michael Brantley literally drops the ball right there. He could have got the out, but just didn't. As now 2 outs sitting for the Jays with a runner on second, but JD strikes out. That's going to end off that quick inning right there for the Jays. So close to making something happen as we leave a man in scoring position here, but Indians hit this one high in the air, deep left center field. And that one actually goes over the wall for a home run. So they did something that Jamie Arias did not do, and that was getting a home run and get it over that wall. And that makes it a 2-1 game here for the Jays in the 5th inning. So they capitalize off of Lawan Sorensen's rookie mistake. The next man up lays down the bunt, a perfect bunt right there. Just a barehanded play, just did not make it. And that's going to be a runner on first base here. I believe 1 or 2 outs in this inning for the Indians. Only 1 out, as they're going to go and try and steal second, but way too greedy on that one as we go and get him out. So we tag off the play right there, trying to go and make it a second, way too greedy. Next man up grounds right to Will Myers. Will Myers flips to first, gets the out to end off the quick inning for the Jays right there. So a home run led up by us. Still 2-1 game. We'll bring in our man David Murillo to come in here, go and pitch relief. So Lawan Sorensen got too tired, I guess. First player for Murillo, he's gonna go and pop way up in the air in foul territory for the first out. Next man up, he's gonna go and hit this one in right field for a base hit and more. So perfectly laid down pit right there by the Indians. That's easily a double by the 85 speed. So a runner on scoring position here, the only one in this inning for the Indians. The next man up hits one high in the air, deep to right center field. That one's caught by Yoenis Cespedes. That's gonna make the runner advance to third base here, the only 2 outs. But next man up, it's one in the left center field for a base hit. So we let that run and make it a 2-2 game here, all tied up at 2 apiece here in the 5th inning. But next man up, grounds right to the first baseman. Dan Murphy steps on first, gets the to end off the quick inning for the Jays right there. So it's a quick inning, but we did allow another hit and another run to make it, I believe, a 2-2 game here, heading to the top of the 7th. Jamie Arias hits a ball right to the catcher. The catcher guns it way over the first baseman, and now it's easily an error and easily 2 bases for Jamie Arias on that play. So a very bad play there by the catcher. How do you go and overthrow him that much, though? It's an easy play. It didn't make too much sense why he gunned it over him, but I mean, at least we capitalize off that one. We go and bring in Pedro Alvarado, go and pinch run for the Jays right there. He's gonna go bring in Doug Schroeder, go and pinch hit for the Jays, as we aim to get a base hit easily in this position, just to go and get a run to make it a 3-2 game. But he runs it right to the second baseman, and that's an out. That's gonna end off the inning right there for the Jays. So we had something to do, and that was go and try and score a run. We did not. As next inning is the first out is gonna be a strikeout. Next out is gonna fly right to left field to Jock Peterson. The third out, a strikeout by David Murillo. So David Murillo is killing it so far, getting a few strikeouts in that one. In a 1-2-3 inning for the Jays defense right there. But getting to the top of the 8th inning here for the Jays, we already have 2 outs. But Cespedes gets a base hit right down center, and out a runner on first base with 2 outs and sitting for the Jays. So Cespedes, I mean, we do need to capitalize on this one, so we bring in Alexi Morales, come pitch one for him, as we need somebody to go and capitalize huge off this, I guess, base hit by Cespedes. But next man up is too low, pops one high in the air and foul towards her. That's caught by the first baseman, and that's going to end off the inning right there for the Jays. So barely any offense ever since the first inning, as we have 9 hits, they have 6. And we're going to go ahead and bring in, obviously, our backup players in Jorge Morales at right field, Alexi Morales in left field, and we're going to bring in a pinch hitter right there in Warren. So we're going to bring in Felix DeBron to come and pitch for the Jays, a lefty, a 4.4 record, and a 3.38 ERA, not the worst, but not the greatest either, as first batter's going to get to an in the air in left field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. So, a base hit for Felix DeBron, not the greatest, I guess. Next batter up, though, he's going to pop this one high in the air. It's Jamie Arias, the first out of the inning right there. So, it's winning 1 man on for the Indians, but next man up, runs right to Tulo, flips to second, Will Myers flips to first, but they only get the force at second, because that means runner on first base here, with only 2 outs for the Indians right there. So, Trying to go pull off a big hit is Jason Kipnis. Kipnis 0 for 3 on the day so far, the flat in the 6th, but he's going to strike out on that curveball down the way. That's going to end off the inning right there for Felix Dubront and the Jays. So Felix Dubront messes up on the first batter, erases all his mistakes right after here as Brian Shaw is going to come pitch against the Jays in the top of the 9th inning right there. So 2 outs for the Jays, top of the 9th, but Pedro Alvarado strikes out, and that's going to end off that 9th right there. So no offense virtually existent in the 9th. As into the bottom of the 9th inning here, Charles Finney going to come on and pitch for the Jays as he's 25 years old, 5'11", and he's a lefty. As Carlos Gonzalez coming on here, 0 outs and no man on, 2 for 3 in the day so far. But Carlos strikes out on a very questionable pitch right outside for the first out. As the next man up, it's in high in the air, deep to center field. That's caught by Doug Schroeder, the second out of the inning right there for the Jays. So only 2 outs in the inning for the Indians. The next man up, it's right down center for a base hit. So already a base hit in the bottom of the 9th inning here, trying to go and not mess up and make it a game winner here as a runner on first base. But next man up, grounds it right to Will Myers. Will Myers flips it to first and gets the out to end off the inning right there for the Jays. So that's going to make it extra innings here in Cleveland as 9 hits for us, 8 hits for them. As our man Doug Schroeder leading us off in the top of the 10th. But Doug Schroeder is going to go be patient and gets walked by Shaw to make it a runner on first base here. 0 outs right now for the Jays. As Steve Castro 2 for 3 in the day, coming on here for the Jays with the 0 outs. But Steve, he's going to watch as our man Doug Schroeder is going to take second base off a steal. So runner in scoring position here, 0 outs, but Steve Castro grounds it right to the catcher. Catcher flips it first, gets the out easily. That makes it a runner on third base here for 1 on this inning for the Jays. So perfect sacrifice opportunity here as Josh Donaldson coming on here, 1 for on the day so far. The Jays, he needs to go and deliver a big right here. But Josh, so high in the air, deep to right field. That was going to be caught by the right fielder, but you know what that means. Sacrifice fly, and that's going to make it a 3-2 game. A 3-2 lead for the Jays at the top of the 10th inning right there. So we take the lead here in the 10th. Trying to go and hold off the Indians here in the bottom of the 10th inning here. That great sacrifice fly by Josh Donaldson. So heading to the bottom of the 10th inning here for the Jays as Fernando Salas coming on to pitch for us. A 2-1 record, a 3.49 ERA in the season. We need to be clutch. As first man up's going to pop up high in the air for the first out. Next man up, get grounded right to left field, and that's going to be right past Donaldson for a base hit. And more after Jock Peterson messes up. And that's easily turned into a double. So runner in scoring position here. Only 1 out here in the inning for the Indians. Not too good right here for the Jays. But next man up, so high in the air, deep to right field. Now it's right to Cespedes for the second out of the inning right there. So the guy's not giving it a run to third base, which means runner on scoring position here. The only 2 outs this inning for the Jays. As Eddie Almanzar is coming on to go and hit for the Indians. Hits one high in the air into center field. That's caught by Doug Schroeder. That's going to be ball game for us. So we take this one 3-2 here in extra innings in Cleveland. A great game by the Jays offensively and defensively. So it looks like our man, looks like Charles Finney actually gets the W here as we go and finally win a game here against Cleveland in this series. So anyway, guys, let's step off here. Make sure to like, subscribe for more Jays franchise, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Okay, it's rap pack to my pulse flat. We keep it real, no false rap. I got 4 cars and they all black. Got 4 bras and they all that. We call that ballin'. Doing this is my calling. Flow is so appalling. My phone off and she calling. I'm like, yeah, what it do? Penthouse, man, what a view. Fall back cause I'm coming through with my whole team.